Wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited about this evening's conversation. It's going to be a great one. I am going to set the stage to where I am inviting some friends and encouraging you guys to share. And so let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Y'all don't want to miss this conversation today. Oh my goodness, I'm excited about what's coming up, and I'm looking forward to this talk that I'm about to have in a minute. I'm grateful also for the opportunity to be live on YouTube as well. So, guys, we're going to be talking about October in the Bahamas is National Youth Month. This month, there is an array of things that's happening in the Bahamas in relations to young people. And then later, in about 6 days, actually, we have the Influencers Summit. So joining me today is Miss Sandila Neely. How are you doing, madam?
I am good. It's Friday, so I'm extra good.
Oh man, Friday. Now, but hold on. Based on the position you sit in and what your responsibility is, more specifically during the month of October, do you have your weekends or are your weekends totally booked?
My weekends are just about totally booked. This is the last free weekend for the month.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, you better enjoy it because it's about to crank up for National Youth Month. Can you tell our viewing audience a little bit about yourself and the role you play at the Ministry of Youth there in the Bahamas?
Absolutely, absolutely. Was just sharing the live to my team so that they can join in.
Yeah.
So thank you so much again for having me, Ricardo. This is such an awesome privilege to be here with you and with your audience. I serve as a consultant at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. Specifically, I serve as the head of the Division of Youth. So that's all things youth related for our entire country. And it is a passion and a purpose-filled national and divine assignment. Wow. And so at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, we have the Division of Youth. We are the facilitators. We facilitate youth development, training, programs, events, activities. We coordinate programs. We interface with young people. We provide advice to the senior leadership who are at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture on youth-related matters. We foster policy. There are endless things that we're doing. We maintain networks with youth organizations. You want me to stop now?
Hey, I love it. I've always respected the Ministry of Youth. I've been hugely involved with the Ministry of Youth over the years, more specifically when I was there home in the Bahamas. But this month, more specifically, is the month of youth. It's National Youth Month. And for those of you anywhere in the world watching this, if you guys have a National Youth Month, I would love to hear from you. As a matter of fact, wherever you're watching this from, please leave a comment below and let us know. If you're in Dallas and you're watching this, if you're anywhere throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, please check in and let us know you are watching this. There's a lot of incredible things happening in relations to young people the entire month of October. Not only the entire month of October, things are always happening for youth, but I think the Ministry of Youth has put a special, massive level of attention over the years on the month of October. So, Miss Neely, could you tell us a little bit about National Youth Month from your department's perspective?
Yes, so at the Division of Youth, October is all things youth related. And so an entire month is set aside by the government of the Bahamas to celebrate and highlight young people. Years ago, it used to happen in May, and then a switch was made several years ago for it to take place in October, and it's been a great move. And so what National Youth Month is a time when we can set aside specific days and specific programs to celebrate our young people. And so, we'll get into this a bit later, but, we have the historic National Youth Parliament that is run in October. Yep. We're used to having a youth march, and we're going to have that in a very special way this year. We also have the youth awards that people look forward to every year. where young people are nominated from the 17 inhabited islands of the Bahamas. You know, they vie for our top awards. We have so many events, and this year we are so excited to partner with Ricardo Miller for the Virtual Influencers Summit. But I won't get too much into the events because we have our official launch of National Youth Month next Thursday at 11 a.m. on our Facebook page, Division of Youth 242. But I gave you a snapshot, so you got a sneak peek.
Yes. So listen up, guys. If you're in the Bahamas, you want to stay tuned for all things youth during this month. And there may be many of you guys who would have thought, well, because of the pandemic, because of all that's happening in our world, everything has canceled and nothing is going to happen. No, that's not the case. Here's the deal. We're still operating. We're still functioning. As a matter of fact, I would like for this conversation, a lot of this is going to be pushing towards youth leaders get back in the game. Youth leaders, reignite yourself back to the various programs and activities if you haven't already. I know there are a lot of leaders who have been functioning through the pandemic to some degree, connecting with their young people. My question for you, Ms. Neely, is why do you think it is critical for us as a country to give so much attention to youth development for within a month? And I understand, you understand, but for those who are watching that may not understand, a National Youth Month, why?
So a National Youth Month, the first thing that it does is it lets young people know that they are important to nation building. Youth development and highlighting them for an entire month lets them know, this is not just a one-day affair. We're not just, highlighting you for one day. This is an entire month that has been set aside. And like I said, the first thing it lets them know is that they are important. The second thing why it's so important, the second reason why it's so important is because, we're used to people saying Generation Next, youth are the future. Well, we know that the future is now.
Yes.
And so we have to celebrate our young people now.
Yes.
Because they're not the leaders of tomorrow in their own right, they're leaders of now. So it's almost like we're letting them practice for when they get to the big leagues.
Yeah, because the reality of it is they're going to replace us. They're going to replace all leaders serving now is going to be replaced. A few years ago, I had this, what I would call vision, something I saw, and I didn't jump on it as much as I should have, and there was a lot of reasons for that. I don't like excuses, but I had this thought, Ms. Neely, and that was, is that everyone is going to be replaced. Everyone. I mean, that's a very simple thought, but it's a profound thing if you really think down deep, and especially if you're a young person, because not only did the thought come to me as everyone will be replaced, but as a young person, the thought came as prepare for the seat you desire. And so you can be a young person in elementary school, you can be a young person in middle school, in high school, you're like, okay, I'm in junior school right now, it doesn't matter. Oh, it does matter. Because the truth of the matter is when you get a vision of something in front of you ahead of time, it helps to set the stage of the discipline that's going to be necessary to get there. Someone says when you get vision helps you to determine your books. It helps you to determine what class you're going to attend. Who's your friends. Vision even determines how and what you eat, what time you get up. And so everyone's going to be replaced. Young people, parents who are watching this, you want your kids to get involved because the reality of it is they're going to replace them.
It's the circle of life.
Yes. Yeah. It is, most certainly is the circle of life. My question for you is more than 20 years ago, it's been about 20 years at least, you and I both had the opportunity to be in youth parliament. I remember we both were in youth parliament, and I participated in National Youth Month before. Give us your opinion as to that moment, reflecting back on youth parliament then. If I remember youth parliament. I remember a number of people who George Carey was in youth parliament, and Howard Johnson was in youth parliament. These were incredible moments for all of us, and at the time we all met the age requirement within that frame to be able to be participating in it. And so, do you remember that? And tell us a little bit about that experience for you.
It is some of my fondest memories, and literally, youth parliament is where I got my start in youth work. And so this has been, just as you said, 20 plus years. So when I tell people that I've been involved in youth work and youth related affairs for 2+ decades, that dates back. The genesis of that was youth parliament. And so my recollection is that a spark was created. And the late Patty Michelle Miller, who you may remember, Patty Miller, from the Ministry of Sports and Culture, passed away in 2016. She lit a fire in me. She saw things in me that I didn't see in myself. She believed in me. And that began what I call an awesome love affair with myself and the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. And it basically morphed or culminated to me now joining the ranks of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, and actually finding my employment there, working there. It is such a joy when you can look back. 20 years. And even though I didn't know it then, I was on this trajectory. I was on this path. And so I have the fondest memories. I have memories of, debating with you guys, It wasn't easy, but it had to be done. Somebody had to do it. And it was fun times. I remember fun. I remember a lot of intellectual debates. And what I remember most and what I treasure most are the partnerships and the friendships that were made in Parliament. That manifest today.
Oh, that is so good. That is so good. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching me, I'm taking a few minutes this evening to talk with Ms. Sandila Neely, and we're talking about all things youth because in a few days, the launch of National Youth Month will be official in the Bahamas. And not only will that be taking place the entire month, but we're having the Influencers Summit fast approaching, and I'm excited. And years ago, Ms. Neely and I, we, along with a number of other incredible young Bahamians at the time, were in Youth Parliament, and Youth Parliament is coming back again. You want to tell us anything about it in your watching the development of Youth Parliament and the distinction of what you're seeing in as a reminder of these young Bahamians who are prepared to speak, who are prepared to represent their various islands and constituencies and so forth?
So the trend that we would have started in Youth Parliament, where we, go in the hallowed halls of Parliament, we prepare our debates. Some of those persons who were in our Youth Parliament forum, in our setting, they went on to become nation builders, like, actually running for office and that kind of thing. And we have seen that grow over the years, and it has crystallized to where we have Donald Sanders, a former youth parliamentarian, serving now as the Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly and a Member of Parliament for Tall Pines. We have the Honorable Travis Robinson, who would have served in National Youth Parliament. Now he's the sitting Member of Parliament for the Bain and Grandstand constituency, and he is serving in the high office of Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism. We have countless examples, not just of them becoming actual parliamentarians, but we have them also working in foreign affairs. I mean, we have them just doing amazing things. And this year's Youth Parliament is going to be a virtual parliament where we are going to have young people participate from their own islands. And young people who are outside of the Bahamas are now going to be able to participate as well. So the Youth Parliament has progressed by leaps and bounds, and we're looking forward to taking it even higher and further.
For those young people who may have, the pandemic has occurred. They've now having to adjust with learning, and be it that some of them aren't going back to school in the classroom in the traditional sense of the word. We're going into National Youth Month. What would you say to that young budding leader in the making who feels as though, I don't know if I should still be inspired or motivated because I don't get to wear my prefect uniform anymore? Oh my goodness, I was going to be head girl this year. I was going to be head boy this year, and it appears that everything has changed. What would you say to those young budding leaders, those young entrepreneurs that's coming up that still find themselves wondering, what does the future hold for me because of all of this disruption? But yet you and I know they're going to adapt. We're all adapting, and the future is going to be bright, but they are feeling somewhat doubtful of the future. Say something to those who are watching.
So the theme that we have selected for National Youth Month speaks exactly to that. And I want to speak to that young person today. I'll tell you our theme, and I'll tell you how it connects to the answer to this question. Our theme this year for National Youth Month is Resilient Youth, Re-engineered for Re-emergence.
Wow.
Those three R's are the most important. So yes, we are in a pandemic, but you are resilient.
Yes,
we are in a pandemic, but you are going to take these moments, these days, these weeks, and these months to re-engineer yourself.
Yes.
And lastly, you are going to re-emerge out of COVID-19 a brand new young person. So yes, the pandemic is happening, but you are resilient. You are taking this time to re-engineer, and when this is all said and done, and even there are some of them in the pandemic who are re-emerging as new persons with new businesses, new ideas, new pathways, and what's that catchphrase? A new normal.
Ooh, come on, embracing the new normal, understanding the future belongs to you. I'm excited about this, man. I love that theme. I love that all that you guys are doing. I like the idea too that we have incredible Bahamians who are overseas going to school and would have loved to participate in youth parliament. And I think you just said that some of them may be able to participate, not only participate, but be able to definitely watch for sure. I mean, that's incredible.
We have a young man who is in boarding school in Scotland, and he's participating in not just youth parliament, but other aspects of our National Youth Month. He's our 2019 Directors Cup winner, and he will be front and center participating from Scotland.
Hey, I should have brought my, I almost want to run, go get it right now. My 1999 Most Distinguished Youth Leader award that they gave me. I still hold that thing there.
You have to post a picture of it, please. Post a picture of it.
I will post a picture of it. I'm also going to put it in the comment for those of you guys that are watching. But I was 1999 Most Distinguished Youth Leader. I remember receiving that. It was an incredible moment. 1998, I got a plaque for a fast-growing children's program. It was in Rawson Square that year. It was in Rawson Square. And I remember they had, I don't know if you remember Fatback Kids Club.
Yes.
Yeah, he was being recognized.
Anthony Marshall.
Yes. And then Willa Mae Miller for Child Evangelism that year. And I was sort of like a new young kid on the block coming up with my children's program. And so a delight. But the next time we do a conversation, I'm going to pull that out. And I keep promising you that video cassette, I need to find it of us in youth parliament.
Listen, that will be a blast from the past. It would be good if we could show some of those clips during National Youth Month.
So we're gonna get it. Let me ask you this: we have in 6 days. You know that the Influencer Summit is a meeting that we've been hosting now. This is the 4th year. The last 2 years we've held it on the campus of Queens College. And the first year we actually had it in the Ministry of Education building foyer. And I mean, instantly, we discovered that was not going to be able to accommodate the people. We maxed that thing out in minutes. And so we went to QC. QC has been, such an incredible partner. Now with this pandemic, we're taking the Influencer Summit virtual, and we're giving it a facelift. facelift and a new approach, allowing individuals who may have only been able to go to 3 or 4 sessions out of the 20 sessions because there were multiple sessions going on at the same time. This year, all sessions will be back to back, and persons can watch it on an on-demand basis after. So they get the opportunity to watch this after. But now I'm even more delighted that the Ministry of Youth is partnering with us with this. Talk to our viewers about this, because I think this is incredible. This is incredible.
This is absolutely incredible. So the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, we exist for partnership. We live, we thrive in partnership. As a division of youth, as an arm of the government, we can only do so much. There are partners, there are organizations, there are leaders who are out there in the field with young people working every day. And so we are the facilitators. And so it's our duty, it's our obligation to find partners such as yourselves who are out there doing the work, doing all of the heavy lifting of some kind. You're interfacing with the young people from all walks of life. And so to partner with organizations like your organization, that is one of our mandates. And our minister, the Honorable Lanisha T. Roll, she always tells us, the mandate is to partner. We want to be out in the community. We want to partner with persons who are effective in the community. And so when we sat and talked with you and we learned what you were doing, we asked for a partnership right away, because this is what is meaningful. And it is meaningful to our youth leaders. We always take the opportunity during National Youth Month to also celebrate our youth leaders. The work they do is tireless and thankless. And so this exposing them to this training is very, very important for us. And they are embracing it, and we're excited about that.
I love that. I love it. I appreciate it. We know the minister loves young people. It's been a delight to watch you guys. I watched the minister on the parade, the minister, you guys on the parade. I mean, the activities that you guys are engaged in, it's just incredible.
Yeah, virtual youth march this year. Stay tuned for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness. Listen, the Ministry of Youth, you guys are actually showing people this is how you do what you need to do, especially when it comes to young people. We don't stop, we adjust. You know what I mean? We make the necessary adjustments to engage continuous services to our young people. So that's to be commended on so many levels. My question for you is this: we have youth leaders who may over the years wanted to come to different types of training that would have been in Nassau or in Grand Bahama, but would not have been able to because of work or a number of different reasons. This one is virtual. Talk to those youth leaders about the importance of possibly connecting with something like this. More than 15 different topics, the topics that will help them to understand the times we're in and how to move forward. Challenge those youth leaders throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to take advantage of the opportunity.
Leading through times of crisis, how to avoid online burnout. You're going to also be sharing at your summit keys for navigating through technology, creative activities for young people. As you can see, we're fully immersed in your workshops already. And the summit hasn't even started as yet. So we're just so excited about the workshops that you presented that we have made this opportunity available for our youth leaders. We want them to reach out to us if they haven't already heard. We're making spots available. They can contact us at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture at 502-0736. They can also contact us at our email, celebrateYouthBahamas@gmail.com. They can Facebook us at Division of Youth 242. We are accessible on virtually every platform. So you just reach out to us if you're a youth leader, youth practitioner, youth worker, you lead a youth organization, and you want to be a part of the Virtual Influencers Summit. We'll be happy to have you join the ministries, the Division of Youth's team that will be taking part in Pastor Ricardo Miller's Virtual Influencers Summit. Even if you live in Maguana, if you live in Driggs Hill, even if you live in North Abaco, this is the summit for you. Wherever you're tuning in from, this is the spot for you.
You know, I like that. Years ago, most people don't know, I grew up initially affiliated with Auckland's. People would say you're not from Auckland's, you affiliated with Auckland's, because I lived in Auckland's for about 2 years. So, you know, being from Nassau and going to an island for 2 years, the islanders never see you as one of theirs, not for 2 years, right? So I would say that I'm from Auckland's, but I remember, Miss Neely, that I remember when I was in Auckland's, back then I was a kid, small young kid, and the Michael Jackson breakdancing moves and stuff was out. And I remember coming from Nassau. Now, here's the deal. When I came from Nassau at the time, because technology was not as available as it is now, when you came from Nassau, and you got to go to a program or a school event where they had music, you would have in thing, because nobody knew how to breakdance. Now watch this. In Nassau, I was horrible at breakdancing, but in Auckland's, I was the bomb. Okay, listen, man, you couldn't tell me I was not the Michael Jackson. Now to Washington Street, when I lived in New Providence, nobody knew my name. Nobody cared to even see my little breakdancing move. When I got to Auckland's, I pretty much got famous on the island for a moment, because I knew how to break dance, and nobody actually was experiencing it at the time. I say that to say this. It would have taken a couple of months before things trickled through to the islands. And I know you would remember that as we look back over the history of the Bahamas. Certain things took a while to get to various islands. The interesting thing today, though, is because of technology, you and we're right now, I'm in Texas, you're in New Providence, and people throughout the families of islands can watch us now. That means someone who has a passion to reach kids in Auckland don't have to use a 3 to 5 year old plan, because they're not aware of what's trending in Nassau or what's trending around the world, because the kids in Auckland's, they're online. You know, the kids in Megwana, the kids in Grand Bahama, those kids are virtual. And so the leaders.
So guess what happened today?
Yeah.
Today, my team and I had the privilege of speaking with youth leaders in Spanish Wells, Andros, Megwana, and I mean, they were from all over. And it was the first time we had convened a virtual meeting with these leaders. And this is something we're going to be doing regularly, because we are super intentional about building positive and healthy relationships with these leaders who are in the islands and making them feel connected. And they indicated their gratitude to the Division of Youth for making them feel a part and engaged and connected.
With that said, because I was looking at my questions and I thought, I love the fact that the islands are being connected like this, because there's always individuals who have been called that will show up to take on the responsibility to connect. You know, we got schools on those various islands, we got families on those various islands, and now we have leaders who are passionate about reaching the kids on those various islands. Training that's virtual. For a few minutes as we bring this in, talk to us about virtual training, and for the islander that may be hesitant to embrace this, because I don't know if they know how we do things in Auckland's, how we do things in Megwana, how we do things in Long Island. The reality of it is principles are universal, and principles don't change. And I tell people, you eat the watermelon, spit out the seed. Identify what will work for you. And
take what you need and leave the rest.
Yeah. You want to say anything about that for those leaders who might be hesitant?
Yes. So I want to say 2 things about that. So number 1, when the National Youth Month calendar is officially unveiled next week, they are going to find that every single event they can be included in.
Wow.
It is a completely virtual calendar. Completely virtual. And so that was an important part of what we were talking to them about today. We wanted them to know that their young people and all of the people on their islands can be tuned into everything that's happening in New Providence in a virtual world. It may seem like it's happening in New Providence. Some of it will be packaged, but they will all be able to be a part. They will all be able to view it. And the second thing I want to say is, virtual training is where it's at. We are prospering in a pandemic.
Yes.
And there is no better time
Yep.
than now
Yes.
to, like I said, we're resilient.
Yep.
So we're going to take this time to re-engineer. And
Yep.
re-engineer just means to retool.
Yep.
So training affords us the opportunity to retool ourselves so that we can re-emerge. When you see our National Youth Month logo, you're going to see that it spreads out. I mean, it's just a beautiful logo. We can't wait to unveil all these things next week.
That is so nice, man. So incredible. You know, in closing, any challenge you have for youth leaders who may have not heard already or may need to connect with your office just to get on board with all of the activities, connect them to what you have going on for the rest of the month and remind them that you're there and your department is there to serve. The Minister of Youth have a love and a passion to seeing Youth Month continue to go to new levels, to new heights. And in the midst of a pandemic, you guys are going to crush it and present to the entire country an opportunity to continue to celebrate youth.
So I have a totally different spin on how I want to answer this question.
Go for it.
And what I want our youth leaders, the youth leader who's listening to me now, is to embrace the art of networking. And so that is what this month affords you the opportunity to do. So this is not persons from the Family Islands connecting with people in New Providence. No. Your world is now completely open.
Yes.
This is now the person in Auckland's.
Yes.
Connecting with the person in Scotland.
Yes.
And the person in Scotland connecting with the person sitting in Baines and Grantstown.
Yes.
So we want you to take full advantage of the opportunities that are available. Networking cannot be overstated. So we not only want you to show up to our events, attend our events, sign up for our events, or be nominated. We want you to immerse yourselves in these events. We want you to take ownership of these events. And when you do that, you're going to network just as if you were in a room. You're going to learn how to work a room. And as a result of that, I guarantee you, the youth leader that's watching me and listening right now, I guarantee you that the results that you will yield will land you in rooms and places you never ever dreamed of. It's happened to me. That's how I know.
Yes. Listen, we're networking right now. You're in New Providence and I'm in Dallas, Texas, and we're tapping into the thing that we're encouraging them to tap into. The reality of it is, as we bring this to a close, a lot of people are thinking about what's happening only in their settlement or on their island, when the reality, we're in a global, I'm talking about, there's a global economy now. We can connect with people all around the world that will allow us to thrive in whatever initiative we have going on. And so I am so excited about the month of October, National Youth Month. I'm so excited about all of the things that youth leaders and young people will be able to participate in. Ms. Neely, I salute you and the Ministry of Youth, the Minister of Youth, and all of the incredible team. You guys keep doing what you're doing. And anyway, Ricardo Miller Children's Ministries there in the Bahamas and Effective Living here in Dallas can serve and assist you guys. We're here to serve. Once again, thank you for joining me with this conversation. It's Youth Month. Everybody, you're watching, stay tuned. Hey, tell them about site again and the link for social media connection.
So you can email us at celebrateyouthbahamas@gmail.com, or you can connect with us on our Facebook page. It's the Vision of Youth 242.
Excellent. Thank you again, Ms. Neely. You have a great evening. Enjoy your last weekend. That's going to be a little bit lighter than the rest of the month, and make it a blast. And we'll see you at the summit because you're one of our presenters.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. God bless you. Have a good day.
Thank you.